here on Metro Television with me, Harriet Addy. This bulletin is also live on DSTV channel 277. Coming up in the headlines. Sixth extraordinary session of the Authority of Heads of State and Government on the political situations in Burkina Faso and the Republic of Guinea and Mali commences at the Jubilee House in Accra. Ghana National Gas Company Limited swiftly reacts to suggestions by NDC MPs in the Western region that the company has neglected the region in its corporate social responsibility drive. And in news from elsewhere, head of the African Union tells Vladimir Putin at a meeting in Russia that African countries are innocent victims of the war in Ukraine. Now to our first story. The New Patriotic Party in the Central Region has begun the process to elect new executives for the party in the region. Now, the election which was originally planned for last week was moved to Saturday due to the injunction placed on its election in the Ekomfi constituency. The aggrieved members initiated the move as a result of the refusal of the party hierarchy to hold constituency polls in Ekomfi. In all, 30 persons are contesting to occupy 10 regional positions after the successful conduct of the Ekomfi constituency election on Friday. Let's now go on to Zoom and speak to our Central Regional correspondent, Akwesi Addo, on how the elections are going. Good afternoon, Akwesi. Akwesi, if you can hear me, good afternoon. Okay, so we are currently having a little bit of technical issues and network issues as well. But when we get Akwesi, we will talk to him so that he gives us a situational report on the Central Regional elections for the NPP. Well, as you can see on TV, these are the people, the delegates that are going to be voting for the Central Regional Executives elections. When we get Akwesi Addo, our Central Regional correspondent, we will bring you more updates on that. Now, Executive Director of Solidaire Ghana, Benjamin Isuman, says the British High Commissioner, Harriet Thompson, had every right to comment on Oliver Barker-Vorwamer's rearrest. According to him, the IGP's response to the British High Commissioner was not necessary. He spoke in an earlier interview on Inside Pages.
When they sent that confidential letter on 20th May,
yes,
nobody in Ghana knew about it.
Yes.
It was between two bilateral parties.
Yes.
Now, suddenly, 11 days after that, 11 days after that,
yes,
police decided to release a confidential letter into the public domain. Was it an error on the part of the Ghana Police Service IT team or what? Again, the content of the tweet which brought about the reaction. Oliver Vorwamer, convener of the Fix the Country movement, arrested again. Is that a fact? Or it is not a fact? It's a statement of fact. And for anybody at all to think that it is about time an IGP or whoever, maybe a director of agriculture, will stand up and throw salvos at the French ambassador, at the Canadian High Commissioner and all that. If you think that's the way you are going to go, you are rather burying Ghana's chances at development. When the police issued their statement, their letter to release their letter, that was sent 11 days earlier to the High Commissioner, did they stop her from speaking up? She went, in fact, that very day, or the following day, she went on TV and said that she knows more about conventions and treaties and that she can school the IGP on international treaties. What does it mean? It means that she's unfazed by that letter that she had received 11 days earlier and you releasing it. She's unfazed by that. If any officer of the government has something to do with any foreign mission, it is up to them to engage the Foreign Affairs Ministry to handle it.
Okay.
What the IGP has done is regrettable. The letter is very offensive. It is unfortunate that it's being recommended for children on this platform. The letter that called the ambassador ignorant. You said that we should send it to children to learn, so the children can be calling ambassadors who visit their schools and give them laptops and all donations. You can call them as ignorant. I beg to differ. This letter does not deserve to be given to even secondary school children to study. How much more children? It is dangerous for us. The letter is misguided. It is petty. It is pedestrian and must not be entertained or encouraged in this country.
Now, speaking on the same program, managing editor of the Finder newspaper, Elvis Darko, said the British High Commissioner overstepped by commenting on issues relating to security in Ghana.
That is Oliver a UK citizen or a Ghanaian citizen? Is he holding a UK passport or is he a Ghanaian passport? Is it the fact that because Oliver goes to school in the UK, all of a sudden, if something concerns him, then it's their problem? Do you know the number of Ghanaians who have lost their children to knife violence and they died in the UK? Has the UK government written any statement or commented about them? They died in their own country. They were living in the UK, and as a result of knife violence in London,
Elvis,
people lost their relatives.
So Elvis,
has the UK High Commission, even in Ghana, ever issued any statement that a Ghanaian in the UK has been killed through knife violence?
So Elvis,
have you read one?
That's fine. So Elvis,
That happened on their own land. Have they issued any statement? That's why I say, if you're a diplomat, you have channels of communication. If you have any concern, pass it through that channel. If you decide to use social media, you will get social media response. And she should even realize that the police have given her respect enough that they didn't also tweet at her, but they actually decided to write a letter, official channel of communication to her. Because the police could have also taken to social media to respond to her tweet. And I believe that that could even muddy the waters more than writing officially to her. The police taking the decision to actually write a letter to her shows that they respect her. Are you the one who determines how the security operates? Are you the one who determines the laws of this country? Are people in his country not arrested? Is he saying that if somebody threatens the security of the United Kingdom, that person will not be arrested? Please, let's understand that we are a sovereign country, and the security of this country is in the hands of an institution. The institutions must do their work, and they should be allowed to do their work. We should not allow anybody to come to this country and try to detect to us. Right. Do you know the implication of the tweet? Do you know what it suggests about our national security as a country?
Right.
Please, let's not be politicizing everything.
Okay.
As I said, she's a diplomat. She's a trained diplomat. If you look at her record, she's not a fresh person in the industry.
Right.
So she knows that diplomatic communication goes through a certain process. If she had used that process, all that we are talking about it will not happen.
The Central Regional Correspondent, Akwesi Addo, is back online to give us more reports on the Central Regional elections for the NPP executive. Good afternoon, Akwesi Addo.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Well, so how's the election going? Give us a situational report.
Okay, so it's about 10 minutes past the hour 12. But as of now, the voting processes have not yet begun. We only have just a handful of delegates already seated in the hall, which is being allocated to host this particular exercise. As we do know, it is the responsibility of the regional chairman to call conference, move a motion, and then when the motion is being seconded, the region goes ahead to have its regional executives elected. We are not through with even a single of the processes so far. The regional chairman himself and some other party executives of the region are not yet in the hall. But over here, delegates are poised. The atmosphere is charged with some of the aspirants still going ahead and then taking advantage of the delay of the process to convince a few more delegates so that they can vote for them. We are expecting a total of 454 delegates to take part in today's exercise. And then they break down as follows. We have 17 delegates from each of the 23 constituencies. So we have 391 representatives from the various constituencies. We have 14 regional officers of the party taking part in the exercise. We have 3 National Council representatives, 10 members of parliament, 20 Council of Elders and Patrons who are also taking part in the exercise. So in the end, we are expecting 454 delegates to cast their votes today. Initially, we were made to understand that there were 30 people contesting for 10 positions. But just about a few minutes ago, we were made to understand by the regional officer in charge of elections that we have 28 aspirants actually contesting for various positions.
Okay.
That means that Mr. Abubakar Osman, who was vying for National Coordinator after the vetting, was being disqualified from the contest. Mr. Joseph K. Donko, who also desired to run for the first vice chair position,
Okay,
was also
Akwesi,
disqualified.
let me come in, please. When do you envisage the voting will be over for counting to begin?
I cannot give the actual time I am expecting voting to begin, but let's look somewhere around in the next 2 hours, because as it were, the regional chairman would have to call for a conference, move a motion, and then when the motion is being seconded, the region can go ahead with the voting processes. And we are not done with any of these processes. The chairman himself is not in the hall. Other executive members are also not in the hall.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Now, that is Akwesi Addo, our Central Regional Correspondent, giving us more updates on the elections happening over there. Now, moving on the investment of 25 million cedis into construction of the National Cathedral, the 2 guest speakers on the program said it is unwise to invest public funds into the project. They were speaking on Inside Pages earlier this morning.
I was surprised that a government that is struggling to print textbooks for school children, provide adequate, hospital beds for our hospitals to take care of, our people. A government that is running a budget deficit. Our current GDP, debt to GDP, is inching up to 80% and over. We borrowed ourselves so much that our current, debt portfolio is estimated to be 391, nearly 400 billion. And we find it expedient. We find it as useful to demolish government bungalows, hosting judges and even government officers. Demolish it and go and rent apartments, or in the future build apartments to host the very people or officers who were occupying those land and those bungalows. We go ahead to pay the architect that designed the building itself. Together, we have now spent about 52 million. We've gone beyond the 25. Yeah. We now spend about 52 million on this particular project. That is hard cash. Besides the value of the land, the value of the buildings, and the cost that we have incurred by renting apartments for the judges and those officers that were there, and the plan to build, another set of a bungalow somewhere else for them. Why are we doing this to this country? This country is poor, and we need every money anywhere to solve our problems.
Right. To show you are a secular state, it means that you are not a Christian or a Muslim nation.
Yes.
So why should we build something by the state in the name of one particular religion? That is number one. Number two, I'm a Christian. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. Instead from here, I'll go to the Hanson Road SDA Church to go and worship. I know that in the Bible, God said He doesn't dwell in temples built by human hands. Our bodies are supposed to be the temple of God. That's where He wants to live. So God doesn't live in things that are built by human hand. That's what the Bible tells me. So I don't see the relevance. So for me, this cathedral thing we are talking about, from day one, I've always said it, that it's a needless exercise, a needless expenditure. We should not do it.
Okay.
If there was not going to be any public money invested, and it was religious leaders who decide to help the president to do it, and there will be no public money ending up in it, that would.
Away from that, the Ghana Police Service has arrested a 42-year-old businessman, Evans Opon, who allegedly attempted to sacrifice his daughter for ritual purposes. Evans Opon is a resident of Fiase near Amasaman in the Greater Accra region. The businessman allegedly took his daughter to a native priest at Oyibikom in Accra for the ritual sacrifice. According to police statement, a patriotic citizen informed the police of the suspicious act, which led to the arrest of the suspect. The victim is currently in safe custody and police investigation is underway.
Papa we, if I breach Ghana, and no see no man kuyi mano, but ma 12, and cinema 12 no one, or Passimi Kumutu, Nambiesca Dromano. Maybe a military man, I'm a disciplined man. Mentia in your bonnet. And I want to prove to the whole world, and no more much man tell say, traditional herbalist and any bonnet for, and you do for young Kuminipa, send you more Nigeria from Negana Fimono. This man is a bad man. You need to know Krumani. Akolano de Bass and Kunfani schedule, Akolano. Oh, how are you? Okay, my name is Nane Dubois Jr., okay? What's the name of your father? Evans Opon. Okay. Your father brought you here so that I'll kill you, so that he'll get money. So he brought, oh, don't be scared, my daughter, don't be scared. So I brought the police in to come and save you. So the police will take care of you, okay? The man is a policeman, they'll take care of you, okay?
Okay.
Now, away from that, on the intended armed demonstration by the Fix the Country group, the Criminal High Court has issued an order to restrain the demonstration. In a press statement, the Ghana Police Service stated the organizers, represented by Benjamin Darko, were duly served with a motion on notice, which application was heard yesterday, June 3rd, 2022, at the Criminal High Court. After hearing of the application, the court granted order to restrain the organizers, their agents, assigns, and whoever is claiming through them from embarking on the armed demonstration as had been intended. It's further said, we will not be an impediment in the way of any individual or groups in the exercise of their right to demonstrate, as long as it is within the limits of the laws of the country. We're going for a quick commercial break. Do stay. Welcome back from the break. Let's do more story. The prosecution handling the case of two lovers who were publicly at the Wa-Nas Palace in the Upper West region has revealed that a sub-chief was the mastermind behind the prescribed punishment. The name of the said sub-chief was given in court on Thursday as Degutna Adam Sedu Pelpo. He's said to have given the final instruction for the flogging. This was narrated by police prosecutor Sergeant Martin Degboche when three suspects arrested on Wednesday made their first appearance at the Wa Circuit Court. The court subsequently granted them bail in the sum of 3,000 Ghana cedis with 5 sureties each. The court was of the view that remanding the accused persons were going to worsen the already volatile environment caused after the youth besieged the police station. Now let's get more details on this particular issue from our Upper West Regional correspondent, Musa Adams. Hi, Musa.
Hi, Harriet.
Good afternoon, and
Good afternoon.
thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Now, you are in the Upper West region. Tell us about the rampant sex videos that has been coming out and why the sub-chief made this decision of flogging the suspects.
Yes, if we know Upper West Region, particularly the municipality, Wa is a fast-growing municipality in Ghana, and for some time now, we have recorded nude pictures and videos involving natives of Wa, particularly the traditional homes from the religious families. We talk of the imams and the landlords. These are the groups, the owners of the town. And anytime we get such video, it involves their children. So it became worry to the overlord of Wa, Naaf Hussein Seidu Pelipo, and the Douala Traditional Council. So they met some time ago to deliberate on the issue and find a way to curtail such videos going forward. So it was there that they make public announcement that going forward, public should be wary of such videos circulating involving natives of Wa, particularly lovers, should disengage in that act. Well, it appears though that some of them did not take it serious. We just woke up one day to realize that another video has popped up. Then they were able to trace them. You know, when that happened, there's this group that they have. Dave is a volunteer group that wants to track those who release such videos. So they were able to trace these lovers, and then they brought them to Wana's palace. Actually, they were not sent there to be flogged. Their intention, according to information we gathered, was that to send them to the chiefs so that they will look at how they are going to deal with them. But when they got to the palace, they met this chief's name you have mentioned. Then upon deliberating on the issue, they asked some of them to give them some lashes to serve as deterrent. You know, initially they wanted to give them 100 lashes each, but after giving them 20 lashes, they just realized that they could not withstand it if they want to give them 100. So they decided to leave it there. But then there were onlookers there taking footages, and some journalists equally were there, some social media reporters and one journalist who was equally there. And we were also called to come and see what is happening at the palace. So we also got there, we had the videos, and it was all over. Then there was a spokesperson, Jimpehena Ibrahim Kader, but then he was not there.
Okay.
So we contacted him whether actually what happened, the overlord actually directed that the lovers should be flogged in that manner. And he said, well, at the time they brought them to the palace, the Wana Hussein Seidu Pelipo was not briefed, nor any of the sub-chiefs. In the absence of the Wana, we have another chief, paramount chief of Busa, who can act on behalf of the Wana. He was not there. And the other chiefs too were, in fact, what they call the principal chiefs or the main council, none of them were there, but the decision was taken. So public was lambasting the palace for how they were treated. In fact, the residents were not worried about flogging them.
Okay.
They were worried about how the whole thing happened. They believed that they could have done this indoors, taking them into one of the rooms and flog them there, or find a way, but not to subject them to humiliation as what they are going through now. So the condemnation was just coming out from all corners. So the one spokesperson directed the police that to take action. So it was there that they traced source and arrested the two chiefs and one of the youth activists who is a phone repairer. So they arrested him as well.
Wow.
So yes, that's how the whole thing started.
But I want to find out, these lovers, are they children of any of traditional leaders over there?
Yes, they are. Especially the lady is from the landlords, the Tendambes.
Okay.
Yes. So, and if we are from the Tendambes, it means that custom and value in customary thing, you should know what it means. to go an extent of exposing yourself in this way. And the lady also is from the religious home, the Islamic home. We have this we call the Lemaha. They are the religious leaders, Islamic leaders. That's where the boy is also coming from. So it was like, why will this video involve two strong societies in Wa? So that was why the worry was coming from. But of course, they said the police should do their work.
Okay.
So
now let's talk about the court hearing that happened on Thursday. Give us a little details and when to expect, the next hearing.
The next hearing will be on the 13th of June, 2022. We expect that before the court hearing, there has been ongoing series of meetings between the Traditional Council, the Office of the Regional Minister, Dr. Hafiz bin Salih, and the police. So they want to see, because in going forward, what they are saying that, frankly, the palace is not happy with the action taken by the Regional Police Command.
Okay.
And if we look at the meeting that preceded the court, the regional commander was not in Wana's palace, because they said how the whole thing happened to an extent that youth could besiege the police station demanding the release of the 3 persons arrested. Because of that, they don't want to heighten tension again in the region. So though there is, on the 13th, these 3 persons, the 2 chiefs, including the phone repairer, Bushran Kadri, will be in court, but we expect that the issue will be settled out of court. Though the Wana has accepted that they are my chiefs, even though I did not instruct them immediately to take this action, but I have accepted responsibility. We will find a way to deal with this issue. So we all believe that this will serve as a warning in going forward, that we will not record such videos again in Wa.
Thank you very much, Musa Adams. Yes, he is our Upper West regional correspondent, giving us more updates on the 2 lovers that were flogged for releasing their sex video. Now, moving on to more story, the Ghana Gas Company Limited has swiftly reacted to suggestions by NDC MPs in the Western region that the company has neglected the region and its corporate social responsibility.
As I speak to you, it's even an insult to the chief of Atuabo, who happens to be a board member of Ghana Gas Company Limited, a chief of Atuabo. So indirectly, the member of parliament has insulted Awulai, one of our distinguished chiefs in a traditional area, who happens to be a board member and has seen numerous projects that we've done for the people of Elembele. And I can give you about 2 or 3 charitably so that you can go and check. We'll be doing a press conference to address the issues and expose the minister, the MP's assertion and allegations, which are unfounded and has no basis whatsoever anywhere. Number 1 is that over the years, Ekwe Hospital has been one of the hospitals that serve the community within the environment of Atuabo and its areas. Ghana Gas Company has refurbished the area and we've given them a facelift and has given them ultramodern facilities there. As I'm talking to you, Ghana Gas is 80%, almost 60 to 70% complete of building a 5-star ultramodern trauma center in Elembele district, which is going to be one of the biggest, I repeat, one of the biggest trauma center in the whole of West Africa, with fully installed modern healthcare facilities there that we are building.
Right.
We've built almost about 17 boreholes within the Elembele district for the people. Road construction is uncountable. You can name them. Schools, I can't name them on top of my head. And as we go along, we're going to be giving you the full facts as we go along. I just want to give you just a teaser.
Right.
So for a member of parliament to come out and be stating out of the blue, I don't know whether he was just doing his usual propaganda or he's just talking because he wants to talk. We have special priority for people who come from his constituency. Every day, he himself, he's been bringing people, a tall list of people he wants them to be employed as priority people, that we always give him priority as an MP to employ a lot of people from his constituency. And I can challenge him on that.
Now, after 30 years of litigation, a church auditorium belonging to the EP Church at Teshi in Accra has been dedicated to God. The structure was locked up by the courts when the EP Church and the Global Evangelical Church engaged in litigation over who is the rightful owner of the property.
The Evangelical Presbyterian Church of Ghana commissioned the Teishi Church Auditorium after winning the case and a protracted litigation for the past 27 years. In 1991, a constitutional crisis hit EPCG, leading to a breakaway faction illegally taking possession of some property of the church, including the Teishi Chapel. After 27 years of litigation, an Accra High Court on January 25, 2021, ruled in the favor of the EPCG, ordering the defendants, Global Evangelical Church, to return the building located on the Teishi Fertilizer Road to its rightful owners. The dedication marked the opening of the chapel for service, the first time after 30 years.
The EP Church, Ghana, the Divine Victory Congregation, is dedicating her chapel, which was under litigation for the past over 27 years. And now that it has been declared the rightful owners, we are celebrating it. And this is why we are gathered, to thank God for giving us the patience to endure this time until ruling has come in our favor.
Moderator of the General Assembly of EP Church, Ghana, Right Reverend Divine Agbeko, advised the congregation to live in harmony with members of the Global Evangelical Church.
Now, World Vision Ghana has launched a new strategy to support 3.3 million vulnerable children in Ghana with quality education, quality healthcare, and family support. Deputy Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Lariba Zwera Abudu, who gave a keynote address, said government alone cannot support the vulnerable in society, calling for a collaborative approach towards helping the vulnerable in the country.
Child vulnerability manifests itself in so many forms in Ghana, with significant disparities between rural and urban wealth qualities of household, educational, and gender-based violence. Children are exposed to a range of risks, including economic, social, and environmental, among others. The vulnerabilities focused by children can have lifelong consequences and implications on their growth. Despite the many efforts by government, the private sector, and NGOs to better the lives of Ghanaians, including children, we acknowledge that while disparities still exist, the vulnerability of children, we call for a broader consultative cooperation towards accelerating our commitment to most vulnerable children. It is in the spirit of partnership between government, the private sectors, NGOs, CSOs, academia, and research institutions that we can achieve this ambitious strategy and government's vision of a prosperous and safe country for Ghanaians.
The managing director of Zoom Lion Ghana Limited, Gloria Anti, has called on MMDAs in the country to enforce the sanitation bylaws in the country to ensure protection of the environment. She made the call at a cleanup exercise organized by the waste management giant ahead of World Environmental Day on Sunday.
One Earth was the theme of a World Environment Day cleanup effort coordinated by Zoom Lion and the Jospon Group's environmental cluster from Zongo Junction to Medina. The purpose of the cleanup activity is to honor World Environment Day, celebrated on June 5. Managing Director of Zoomlion Ghana Limited, Gloria Anti, said Zoomlion Ghana Limited and the Jospon Group of Companies Environmental Sanitation Cluster will continue to do their best to keep Ghana clean.
Being the leading waste management company in Ghana, today we are here to commemorate World Environment Day. The United Nations, we know, has declared June 5th as World Environment Day. And we have taken the lead today as part of our corporate social responsibility to come out to do this cleanup exercise. And we believe that we are showing the lead, showing the example for individuals to also emulate within their various communities. And as part of what we do over the years, it is our mandate to ensure that we sustain a clean, green, and healthy environment. So this is a gesture from Zoomlion Ghana Limited to commemorate this year's World Environment Day with the theme Only One Earth.
She, however, urged the MMDAs to support the efforts being made in the sanitation sector by enforcing the sanitation bylaws in the country.
Sensitizing the public, getting them to buy into the 1 million bin may not be enough. We need enforcement. We need some laws, and that is why in Zoomlion we work closely with the various MMDAs for them to assist us. So when we are doing the cleansing, they will also come in to enforce the bylaws so that we get there as soon as we all anticipate to.
Head of Communications for the Jospon Group of Companies, Sophia Kujoji, urged Guineans to desist from throwing rubbish into gutters, which she said causes most of the flooding occurring in the country.
Away from that, the 6th extraordinary session of the Authority of Heads of State and Government on the political situations in Burkina Faso and the Republic of Guinea and Mali is currently underway at the Jubilee House in Accra. Now let's cross over for some excerpts of the event.
The President of the ECOWAS Commission, the Special Representative of the United Nations Secretary General for West Africa and Sahel, the Special Representative of the United Nations Secretary General for Mali, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm privileged to welcome you again to your second home of Accra in Ghana, after our last extraordinary summit of 25th March 2022, where we discussed and deliberated on political trends in our region. I express my profound gratitude to all of you and the members of your delegation for attending this important extraordinary summit, the 7th we have held on this critical issue. It shows your strong commitment for democracy, peace, and stability in our region. I'm happy to note that the President of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Musa Faki Mohammed, has found it possible to join us in our meeting of today. You're welcome, sir. As in March 2022, this meeting will continue to focus on the political instability in our region with the resurgence of coup d'etat since August 2020, and hopefully find some lasting solutions to this resurgence. In dealing with these unfortunate matters, our objective has always been to find ways to help those countries return to constitutional order. This will allow them to deal better with the security and humanitarian challenges they're facing. In line with our resolute commitment to upholding democratic government and democratic institutions in the ECOWAS space, as enshrined in our protocol on good governance, we've held several meetings on the unfortunate situations in Mali, Guinea, and Burkina Faso. During our last summit, we were briefed on the social, political, and security situations in Mali, Guinea, and Burkina Faso, which informed the decisions we took then. This President's Summit will re-examine and assess the situation in Mali, Guinea, and Burkina Faso in light of recent developments, within the regional and global contexts which affect our countries. I look forward for successful deliberations that will consolidate our joint efforts for the establishment of a peaceful, democratic, and stable West Africa. I thank you. I conclude this opening ceremony and move on to the closed session of our deliberation.
Business News is up next. Now, shareholders of GCB Bank Limited are to enjoy a 50% increase in dividend payment over the 2020 dividend payment following the sterling performance in the 2021 financial year. The board of the bank has recommended a dividend payment of 0.50 Ghana cedis per share, representing a 100% increase from 2020.
Ghana Commercial Bank has held its 28th annual general meeting via a virtual platform for its shareholders to consider and adopt the reports of the directors, auditors, and the financial statements for the year 2021. According to the 2021 annual report, the GCB Bank is pursuing prudent dividend policy that ensures reasonable returns to shareholders while maintaining the growth and appreciation of the share value. Jude Kofi Arthur is the board chairman of GCB Bank.
The bank recorded significant growth in profitability, and our capital adequacy is strong, well over the regulatory minimum prescribed by the Bank of Ghana. On the basis of this, the board recommends a dividend of 0.50 cedis per share, representing a 100% increase from 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my understanding that the Bank of Ghana has approved this.
Commenting on the performance of the bank, he indicated that the bank is on the right path of becoming the dominant bank in Ghana, as the bank achieved profit before tax of 831.98 million, an increase of 36.2% over the year 2020.
Despite the global and domestic economic challenges due to the pandemic, the financial performance, ladies and gentlemen, of your bank was very strong. We achieved profit before tax of 831.98 million Ghana cedis, an increase of 36.2% over the previous year.
Managing Director of the bank, Kofi Adomako, explained the level of risk of inflation to survival of banks in loan advancement to customers.
When inflation goes up, you see what happens, interest rates go up. When interest rates go up, the cost of borrowing increases. Banks have to balance their portfolios. So the level of risk, like I said, then tightens. The kind of your risk appetite reduces because the chances of people working to pay back a loan at very high interest rate reduces. And as a bank, our business is about lending money. Inflation, like we're experiencing now, is not too good for lending.
At the end of the meeting, shareholders adopted the 2021 audited financials as presented by Deloitte for the period and approved all resolutions on the agenda, which included the declaration of dividend, re-election of the board of directors company retiring by rotation, ratification of the appointment of 2 executive directors, approval of the remuneration of directors, and authorization of directors to fix the remuneration of auditors.
Still on business news, latest research conducted by the National Insurance Commission has shown that the confidence of Ghanaians in insurance is on the rise. Now, the Commission, in a perception index survey, concluded that about 78% of respondents sampled have knowledge about insurance in Ghana.
According to the survey, 16% of respondents have some knowledge about insurance, while 6% do not have an idea what insurance is. The survey, which was conducted by the insurance regulator, showed the knowledge index of 0.5132, which is lower compared to 2020 average of 0.5392, representing a 2.6% change. The Commissioner of Insurance, Dr. Justice Ofori, mentioned that the increase in knowledge of insurance is as a result of public sensitization and regional representation of the Commission.
We decided to expand our tentacles
initially we were operating in only 4 regions, but now we've actually expanded to the previous 10 regions. We have also been engaging the the Ghana Insurance College to train 10,000 insurance agents nationwide in all the previous 10 regions. We believe that the more the likelihood of people understanding insurance and seeing the importance of insurance and thereby buying insurance. We've also introduced the software for selling motor insurance in Ghana called the MID, Motor Insurance Database. If you're a passenger traveling, before you even buy a ticket, you can actually text the vehicle license plate to the short code *920*57# and follow the prompts, and it will give you information as to whether the vehicle that you are going to board has genuine insurance or not.
The commissioner also admonished every working Ghanaian to have at least a life insurance to protect them against uncertainties such as death.
Even if you don't have physical assets and you have substantial life insurance, it takes care of everything. My advice is that since death is inevitable, everyone should have some kind of life insurance to protect his or her dependents. If you buy life insurance, don't just buy any amount. You need to buy, you look at the age of your dependents to determine how much life insurance you need. You need to buy substantive life insurance that will take care of your dependents until the age of maturity, when they can actually fend for themselves.
The recommendation stated that it will support NIC's ongoing intervention programs to show up public confidence, awareness and confidence of insurance in Ghana post-COVID-19.
The International Finance Corporation's leader on green building in Ghana, Dennis Kwanzaa, is urging architects and engineers to adopt green building technologies to limit global warming in the sub-region.
Research has shown that there is an estimated $768 billion investment potential in green buildings between 2018 and 2030 in emerging markets across the globe. Speaking at the launch of IFC EDGE Building Challenge, the Senior Country Director of IFC Ghana, Semil Hasibeglu, called on architects to make green building an agenda to help reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
Increase this practice of green and resilient recovery for Ghanaian economy in this environment where climate change is very important.
The executive director of Greda Estate, Sami Amagaibo, reiterated the importance of green building in Ghana.
Not all about expensive stuff, but you have to look at the long-term benefit of it, and it is good that all of us embrace it and work towards bringing that change that we all require.
Green building lead Dennis Kwanzaa was optimistic the EDGE competition will help address climate change issues.
Give us a low-hanging fruit for us to tackle climate change. In that, in buildings, there is a lot of energy that is, in there, that is wasted. The research is saying that about 80% of energy that is in buildings can be utilized in a more efficient way.
The EDGE course is designed to enable young professionals to inculcate less cost-effective strategies and building designs in Ghana.
Entertainment news is next. The Next Level Workshop, a 4-day international music and cultural exchange program held at the National Theatre, has come to an end here in Accra with a performance night. The workshop was organized by the National Theatre of Ghana in collaboration with the U.S. Embassy.
Over 100 participants took part in the Next Level Workshop, which began on Tuesday, May 31, and got trained by resource persons from the United States of America in various creative arts fields, including beat making, graffiti arts, dance, and rap. To wrap up the workshop, a performance night was held as participants showcased what they had learnt during the workshop to the excitement of the audience at the National Theatre. workshop coordinator from the National Theatre, Ni Akotete, expressed his excitement over the success of the workshop.
It has been very hectic, but going through the various workshop sessions, it has been very good. I was at all the various venues for rapping, for beat making, for dancing, and then for the graffiti art. And I think that the resource persons know what they were teaching and what they imparted to the students were a great thing. And I believe that the students were able to take or imbibe what they taught them and develop what they had to do.
Speaking to Metro News, the site manager of Next Level, Epiphany Moro, was enthusiastic about the impact the program had made.
Definitely impressed, but really because of the students. They did all this in a week, from the art to the dance to the MCing to the beat making, so really impressed by them.
Kala, a resource trainer for the rap and MCing class, and some participants also spoke to Metro News about their experience.
The experience has been amazing. I feel so fulfilled. I feel like I've been able to interact with beautiful people, beautiful artists, just really creative minds, very smart and talented minds. And I truly feel that they've given me as much, if not more, than what I've been able to give and share with them.
Well, it's been like a dream come true, you know. Starting off in a class, I didn't even know how to rap or write anything, but then here we are. People are rejoicing and responding to everything we say on stage, and it's just an awesome feeling, as she said, yeah.
That's it for entertainment. International news is next. African countries are innocent victims of the war in Ukraine, and Russia should help ease their suffering. The head of the African Union has told Vladimir Putin at a meeting in Russia. After talks in Sochi, Macky Sall said the Russian leader had promised to ease the exports of cereals and fertilizer, but gave no details. Mr. Putin denied Moscow was preventing Ukrainian ports from exporting grain. Over 40% of wheat consumed in Africa usually comes from Russia and Ukraine, but Ukraine's ports in the Black Sea have been largely blocked for exports since the conflict began. Kiev and its allies blame Moscow for blockading the ports, which Ukraine has mined to prevent a Russian amphibious assault. Failure to open those ports will result in famine. The UN crisis coordinator Amin Awad said in Geneva. He said a grain shortage could affect 1.4 billion people and trigger mass migration. This is where we bring an end to the news beat on Metro TV with me, Harriet Adi. Do have a great day and enjoy the rest of our programs.